Hello, welcome to Proportions Unit Test Review. You should have done this homework already, and hopefully you're just checking your answers. So let's get started. Remember, 1 through 7 needs to be done without a calculator. So as I'm working on the first couple problems, you'll see me working without a calculator. Okay, that top is the part that Kelsey scored. She scored a lot of points. And the entire team scored 60 points. The big question is what number goes under the division symbol, and that would be the top number. First number. Okay, move this decimal up and now treat the 50 like a 500. 60 goes into 500 8 times. When we multiply, we get that. Bring down our 0. 60 goes into 200 3 times. When we multiply, we get that. Subtract. Bring down another 0. Okay, and you're going to notice, ooh, the 3 is going to keep going. How do we get that decimal to a percentage? When we multiply by 100, or we move the decimal 2 places to the right. That would be 83 point, and remember how we said the 3 is repeating, so we're going to put a repeating bar over the 3. 83.3 repeating percent. If you said 83 and 1/3%, that's great too. Moving on. Estimate your answer. Let's round some things up. I like 120% of 350. This will give us a nice idea of what our actual final answer, the exact final answer, should be. 100% of 350 is, of course, 350. 10%, moving the decimal 1 place left, is 35. Another 10% is 35. When we add all these percentages up, you get 120%. And the equivalent of that when we add up is, well, 0, carry the 1, 6, 7, 2, carry the 1, 420. So our estimate, we should show this on the test, is about 420. Show your work, please, on the test. The exact answer, where you're going to have to do 1.18, that's 118% right there, the equivalent as a decimal, times 349. And you know what? Yeah, we can do it like this. 9 times 8, and you can cruise forward if you'd like to check your answer. I'm going to work this out. Let's take away that place. Make sure I didn't make a mistake. Hope I didn't. Okay, 32. Carry the 3 this time. 1 is 7. 4 times 4. 4. Close this off. Close this off. 3 times 8 is 24. This is a 2, 5, and 3. You could have multiplied this a different way with the numbers flip-flopped, but you should still get the same answer. This is moving over twice. This needs to move over twice. 411.82. You should still be getting the same answer. Keep going. Solve for x. The key here is everyone knows that 8 times 8 is 64, but they might forget to use that little thing called the distributive property. Let's change a different color here to show that, and then go back. 64 equals 9 times 5 is 45 minus 9x, and we just solve. In this situation, that's not a negative. That's a positive, Mr. Sowers. You're right. When we divide here, sorry, it's getting a little sloppy, we can leave our answer as 19 over negative 9. Again, I'm sorry, that's a little sloppy here. You will have plenty of room on your test. But 19 over negative 9 is your final answer. It does say state your answer as a mixed number. So let's change that. 9 goes into 19 twice. X equals 2. And 18, 19, take away that 18 is 1. That's where the 1 comes here. And because we have a negative down here, we got to make our final answer negative. Okay. Do this again. I'm definitely showing you this because I'll tell you right now, it's on the on the test where you're going to need to use the distributive property. And this is just a little more practice. Jeez. This is just a little more practice. Putting numbers, putting your final answer as a mixed number. I'm sorry for the delay. X equals, okay, 11 goes into 65 times. 11 times 5 is 55. 60 take away that 55 is a 5, and our denominator stays our denominator. We have a mixed number, just like the directions say. We're good to go. Okay. Got to be able to do this without a fraction here. The key is to put 8.0 under the fraction, 13, and I'm going to show you here because I don't want to waste your time. What we get, we're going to get a nice big long number. 8 divided by 13 equals, right, 0.615. Okay. I'm going to say go out about 4 spaces or so, and I think it's going to be a little easier on the test. Let's close that out. 0.615. I don't even remember. 3. And there was an 8 there, so I'm going to round it up to a 4. Why are we doing that? Okay, so when you're converting to a percentage, we need to move that decimal over once, twice. 61 point. And I'm going to be honest here, you can leave it like that. So actually when I said do it about 4 places out, you only need to do it 3 places out. We're good here. You can round your percentage to the nearest tenth. So that's fine. All right, these are hopefully a little easier. Decimal to a fraction, well, this is a whole number 1. And 64 needs to go over 100 because the 6 is in the tens and the 4 is in the hundredths. We just need to simplify. 64 over 100. We could divide by 4, but let's say you don't want to. You got 32 over 50. Divide by 2 again. 16 over 25. So 1 and 16/25. Always a good idea to write your final answer. Percentage, move that decimal 2 places to the right. It's 164%. Okay, 66%, move that decimal back to the left to get 0.66, and that would be 66 over, again, 100, because the 6 is in the hundredths. Let's say you don't want to divide by 4, you got 33 over 50. Oh, that's all you can do. Look at that. Final answer. Okay, now we can use a calculator. So you're going to see me use that a couple times here. And you can use the calculator on the test, so let's utilize that. Okay, are these in proportion? Multiply them. Cross multiply. Take cross products. Does 32 equal 39? No. That's not going to work. What about this? Does 18 equal 72 times 0.25? You can do that on a calculator, but it's the same thing as 72 divided by 4, which is 18. So, yes. Always a good idea to redraw. It's always a good idea to redraw, so maybe we redraw this right here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just want to keep these things oriented. Okay, so now we can do this. Is 4.5, that's on top, 6 on the bottom. Does that equal 5 on the top and the 6 2/3 on the bottom? Maybe a little more difficult than we will see, because when we cross multiply, 4.5 times the 6 2/3, we can say 6.666666666. What does that equal? It's 30. I should have kept going. That's our trick. We should have kept going. It's 30. 30, does that equal 30? Yeah, it does. So these guys are similar figures. Okay, 2 more. First of all, secret word that you will be asked to get extra credit on your test is, oh boy, that's terrible. I'll just make it a regular. It's purple. So, if you want extra credit, remember the word purple. Okay. If you've read this problem here, which I'm assuming you have, take that thing, and it's always a good idea to label and make our first ratio. Set that equal to Well, I got 3.25 inches. Inches started on the top, so inches are going to stay on the top. How many miles? I don't know, so that's going to be x. Good thing about this is it's pretty easy. Oh, there we go. Pretty easy to do this. We need to multiply with our calculator, our best friend. And we get 812.5. So x is 812.5. If you don't put miles, you're going to lose points on your test. Last, here's Carl working hard. Got 15 hours in 5 days. What does that equal? 2 weeks? Okay, well that's not days, but 2 weeks times 7 days is 14 days. And at this rate, how many hours? I don't know. X. Let's solve. 5x equals, we don't know. Our calculator's our best friend here right now. 15 times 14 equals 210. Don't forget your unit. What am I dividing by? X. Divide by 5. Again, if you don't know or you just want to be certain, use your calculator. X equals 42 hours. All right, that's it. That's it for part 1. We'll see you on the flip side for part 2.